sweeping the globe.
My name is Liam Pereira. I'm 21. I was born on Jersey Channel Islands, but I was raised basically in Portugal. I decided to come in England because I wanted to pursue my career as a musician, especially to enter in university Solent, so I can learn more about music itself. I'm studying popular music performance and production. I live in Southampton. I live with my girlfriend and a friend of mine. Well, my mom lives in Bournemouth, but the rest of my family lives in Madeira. In the early stage of my life, I lived 4 years in Jersey. I still remember some parts of it, but I grew up mostly in Madeira with my grandma, my sister, my cousin, and my aunties. Well, my grandma raised me, basically all my life. So I really have a strong attachment to her. So she's like my mother figure, I guess. And my auntie raised me as well. I was in Southampton. I remember I was here with my girlfriend on the sofa. We started hearing about a new virus. She told me about it. She told me it could be dangerous, but I thought it was going to be another virus, for example, that we had in Madeira, in Portugal, and alongside in Europe as well, called Gripe A. I thought it was going to be somewhere similar to that, but it's not going to take as long to actually get a cure or to calm the virus, I guess. I didn't know that it was going to be this much big of a deal. When I noticed the virus was going more and more each day that it passes, I was concerned that I couldn't actually leave the country to see my family, and I was concerned as well because a lot of my family some of them has lung problems, for example my mom or my grandma, and it would be really, really dangerous to them to actually caught the virus. I didn't know the symptoms back then, but I thought it could be actually worse. But even so, it's a really bad virus, and that was my main concern. Day by day, I started to get more cautious with a lot of stuff. For example, I noticed that I didn't clean as much my hands or be as hygienic I could be in the past. I noticed a lot of things, and I started to take more care. And each day that it passes, I started to use actually masks since the first day of that one day actually said that this was going to be a pandemic. The first days of quarantine, I took it as seriously as I could. I used masks, I started to use hand sanitizer, and yeah, that's basically it. But when the first lockdown actually happened in the UK, it was chaos, especially on the supermarkets. It was hard to actually get stuff that we actually needed, because by the time we went to the supermarket, it was almost all empty. But we could manage at least to send some stuff online, order stuff online, for example the paper towels and food, meat, hand sanitizer. We actually had it before the lockdown, so that was a plus. And masks, we tried to preserve all those things. I think the first lockdown was probably the reason that we still are on the lockdown again. It was kind of outrageous. A lot of people didn't care. they continues to do the things that they want to do, and it was really badly done by the government. Madeira Island is a really small island and there's not many people living there, but since it's an island that lived based on tourists, and of course it was going to have like cases. So the first case that actually happened there was, I think it was like a French couple or something like that, I don't know. And they actually did measure to take cautious to go like a solution, a really good solution, which was going to do a lockdown as fast as you can. That's why in Madeira there's not many cases. When I heard about the first lockdown, I wanted to stay on my island simply because it will be the safest thing to do. Being on an island that there's no cases at all, and they're actually doing the lockdown. Being there with my girlfriend and my family would be like the best choice. But since lockdown happened, we couldn't do it. We just simply couldn't. The airports were closed in Madeira. We couldn't travel. We had to be stuck here with people that didn't care. So we tried our best to take care and be cautious, to social distance, you wear masks until we can actually travel again. The coronavirus impacted a lot of my education, especially on my first year. When the lockdown happened, I think it was during the second semester. And when that happened, all of our lessons was online. And the bad thing about it is, since I'm on a music course, I had to actually rehearse my band and learn a lot of stuff. And it was quite, I'm not going to say hard, but really weird. But I managed to do it. And yeah. Well, based on my mental health, I got really depressed on a part, especially when I started being on the house for too many weeks and months. The best part about it was I actually was with my girlfriend, so I didn't got that much depressed. Almost the days that I got most depressed was when my girlfriend went working. I started feeling really down and unmotivated, and I started to miss even more my family. It was quite really hard to handle it, but I could handle it because of my girlfriend and my mom. If I was alone, it would be way much harder. And I know a lot of people, especially foreign people from Portugal or other countries, that had to go for it alone, and that could be that must be really hard. Well, I started to be a lot more cautious, and I started, each day that I actually went out to the house, I make sure that I have to clean my hands, to at least use sanitizer, wear masks, not touch my face that much as before, and be cautious around people, just trying to get as far as I can be around people.